Hi, everybody. How are you doing today? I hope that all of you are doing very good. Hope you're feeling all right and hope that everything is working out for your good. And I'm doing good myself. First, I would like to say thank you for tuning in to me once again. I tell you, it really does my heart good when I'm able to spend just a few moments with you. It means the world to me. And I would like to welcome all of you to another episode of TJ's Topics. And I don't think I have to tell you at this point in time who I am. So you know. But if there are any new viewers out there, then for the sake of any of my new viewers, I am TJ. And I tell you, it is such a pleasure to be with you. It really is, and I'm coming on today because we are at a very pivotal moment in the time frame that we find ourselves in. Because, well, basically, we are coming around the bend, as they say. We are coming to the end of not only another year almost, but we're coming to the end of another month, the month of October. Incidentally, at the taping of this video, it's October 29th, meaning that we have exactly 9 weeks left in this year. 9 more weeks, and the year 2023 will be history. And I tell you, this year has literally shown its behind. It has been something in this year. Oh, I'm telling you, people have seen, heard, and experienced a hell of a lot in the year 2023. Now, what do you suppose these final 9 weeks will hold? Well, none of us knows as of yet, but keeping our fingers crossed, we definitely hope for the best. And I'm sure that all of you are hoping for the best in your own personal lives too. So that's pretty much what I want to talk about today. And so my topic for today is the countdown has begun. And indeed it has. Because with only 9 weeks left in this year, I mean, what else can we possibly do? I mean, certainly we can't extend the year out, and who would want to extend this year out? We just want to keep on moving forward. And basically that's what life is all about, moving forward. You know, we go through different things, we learn from them. We learn from whatever mistakes we make along the way. They teach us valuable lessons. And then we move ahead. And it makes us all the better having done so. Now, exactly what is a countdown? I'm thinking, it's common sense. You know, we've all had countdowns before. Countdown to the new year, especially when you get up to them last few minutes leading up to Happy New Year, Happy New Year, and all that. Countdown from 10 to 1, and then especially in New York, in Times Square, when that big old ball drops down, and then the New Year lights up, and it's huge. And then over here in Memphis, we have It's an electric guitar that falls. It's a blue. At one time it had a blue note, and the blue note used to fall. But then it changed it to an electric guitar. So I was happy with the blue note myself. But anyway, what is a countdown? Have you ever thought about that? Well, let's just talk about that for a few minutes. A countdown is a short period of time leading to an important event. And there are so many important events that we encounter throughout our lifetimes. I mean, from the cradle to the casket. So many important events, big and small. And some may seem a little more significant than others. But I think that anything that we do in our lives, no matter how big or small it is, should be viewed as something important. If by nobody else, most definitely by our own selves. Because we matter. We really do. You can use this phrase when you want to express that a period of waiting is over and a process of counting down has started. And like I said, there are so many things that we count down to in our lives. I mean, basically, life itself is a countdown. I mean, from the time we're born, the clock starts ticking and it continues to tick clean up until we exit this life. When we take our last breath and our spirit leaves our body, we are literally on a countdown each and every day, whether we realize it or not. And so that's why it's so important that we cherish every moment that we have with whomever we have those moments. And whatever we spend doing in those moments, we should be grateful, because some people don't get as many occasions of countdowns in their lives as others. So that's why we must be grateful for whatever time we have to do whatever it is that we're doing. A countdown is a sequence of backward counting to indicate the time remaining before an event is scheduled to occur. Now, what are some of those events? There can be all kinds. Like I said, big events, small events, all sorts of things. And we've been a part of the majority of them. And like I said, we're currently in a countdown right now because we are in the run-up to the year 2024. And we are 9 weeks away from New Year's Eve. 9 weeks from today is December 31st, and then we'll be putting up a new calendar, 2024. Woo! And when you add up the numbers in the year 2024, for those of you who are students of numerology, as I am, then you know that different numbers have different meanings. And with regards to spirituality and the study of the scriptures and astrology, which is the study of the stars and the planets, if you are a student of all those things, then I'm pretty sure that you are well aware of the fact that numbers have a way of shaping various events and the outcome that we find ourselves in all of our lives, and the happenings of the world, things that transpire throughout the universe. So the year 2024. Now let's talk about 2023 for a minute. And I may have discussed this once before, but when you add up the digits in the year 2023, okay, 2, which is unity, 2, that's the number 2 is unity. 0, well, no, that's just 0. So you add the other 2, that's 4. And then the 3, you add the 3 to it, that's number 7. And 7 is the number of completion. When things are finalized, when things come to an end, and when things find closure. And I've been fortunate enough to finally come to the conclusion of some things in this year. I finally was able to have the surgery that I had been trying to get done for years, just didn't have the money for the deductible. Finally was able to get that done this year in 2023. Then I had bills after that surgery, medical bills that I had to pay off, and end up paying out thousands of dollars, with the deductible itself, and then, all the CAT scan and different things like that, the anesthesia and all that, it added up. When it comes to medical expenses, that stuff is not cheap. But from the time when I first went to the doctor in March up until this month, when I paid my final medical bill, it was a period of 7 months, and 7 is completion. And I tell you, that just, when I thought about that, it sent a shockwave throughout my body. And so the year 2024 is coming up next. And when you add up the numbers in 2024, 2, then the 0, that's just a 0. Then the other 2, 2 plus 2, that's 4. Plus 4 is 8. And 8 is new beginnings. Just like the music notes, you have do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. But when you get to that 8th note, then it starts over. And so it is with the numbers and how they play a role in our lives. And basically, when you're counting down to something, whatever the event or the occasion may be, there are numbers involved. And each time you start getting lower and lower in the count, the more the anticipation builds, and the excitement, and even the nervousness, depending on what it is. Because some things, you get nervous about, especially if it's something that you've never done before, which is what I'm getting ready to talk about right now. Examples and occasions when countdowns are enacted, beginning with, now we all know about holidays, like Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year, as we were just discussing. And we're counting down to that right now. But we're also counting down to Thanksgiving, which is coming up in November. Christmas, which is coming up in December. So we're counting down to all of that. The holiday season, in other words. We're counting down to it right now. And then there's sports, football, basketball. We have soccer, hockey, and baseball, of course. There's always a countdown in each quarter. Have a set amount of time in each quarter. And the clock is steady ticking down, down, down. And of course, they have to stop, make several pauses here and there due to different things happening along the way. But that clock is steady counting down the whole time until you get to that final quarter. Then there's the countdown to graduation, whether it be from preschool, kindergarten, if you're graduating from elementary, junior high, high school, or college, even law school or medical school. You're counting down because you're anticipating that moment when you finally realize your dreams and your goals. You have completed this task, all the coursework that was required, and now you're receiving your diploma, your degree, your certification, and you are ready to enter the next chapter of your life, which is typically the career of your choice. And yes, the countdown to the beginning of a new job or career. That's something that we've all had before, many times. And it makes you feel good when you can reach such a milestone. But I'm going to tell you another milestone that you be looking forward to reaching as well. And that is the countdown to retirement. When you can finally hang it up. If you done spent anywhere from 25, 30, 35, or 40 years or more doing a thing, then, yeah, you're counting down to the day when you can finally relax and enjoy the fruits of your labor. And isn't that a good feeling when you can do that? That's a mighty good countdown right there. And believe it or not, in just a little more than a decade from now, I will be doing just that. I will begin the countdown to my own retirement, because in 12 more years, I will become eligible for retirement, though I won't be ready to retire, but I can enter the T-Drop program. In school, we have a T-Drop. And for those who are not ready to retire outright, then we can get in T-Drop, which is Teacher Retirement Deferment Option Program. And we can continue on for another decade. And after that, then we can retire. Or if we wish, we can stay on, draw our retirement, and continue to work. And then we'll be labeled as working retirees. And so that's a good thing too. But either way it goes, I will be counting down to it after a while. Moving into a new home. Many people have counted down to that before. And it's always a very happy occasion when you move into a new house, or you get your first apartment or something. I've done that, and the excitement and the joy it brings, man, it just makes you feel so good. Moving into a place and it's all yours, no matter how big or small it is. Nobody run up in there trying to tell you how to do anything. Because like B.B. King said, as long as I'm paying all the bills, I'm paying the cost to be the boss. And he was right about that. Getting married, that's something that a lot of people have counted down to. Now, I haven't done that myself as of yet, but if and when I ever do, then that'll be a countdown, perhaps. I tell you, but then look here, you got folks counting down to getting married, but seem like just as often as they count down to getting married, they also count down to getting the divorce. Because look here, 50% of marriages in this country here in particular end in divorce. And out of that 50%, the majority of them are those who unfortunately are church-going folks who claim to be Christians. Now, mind you, it's always the church that promotes marriage and talking about he that findeth a wife, findeth a good thing, and all that kind of stuff. But if that's really true, then why is it that so many marriages don't come to a pleasant end? You know? So my question is, and it says that not only does he find a good thing, but he obtains favor from the Lord. Well, my question is, where's the favor? Because if he found a wife and it's been said that she's a good thing, shouldn't there be some favor involved in it? Or if a lady has gotten married and she got a good husband or whatever, shouldn't there be some type of increase involved in that? But seems like when a lot of people get married, they experience more decrease than increase, and more unhappiness than they do happiness. So exactly what are you counting down to when you get married? A bunch of hell and crap and and everything else. Having a baby. Now that's always a happy occasion. Counting down to when you get to hold your new little baby. And I tell you, a bundle of joy. It's a blessing. It really makes you feel good to see that baby and the baby is smiling. Oh, I'm telling you, looking up at you, reaching up at your nose. That makes you happy, doesn't it? That's a good countdown. And then there's another countdown that we have to think about. And that is the countdown to one's passing, transition. The death of a loved one is never easy. You know, it's devastating sometimes. But depending on how they transition, you know, it can that you know, it can be somewhat easy to deal with if they didn't die a painful, long, and agonizing death. If it was just quick, and or if it was, you know, it wasn't painful or anything like that, and they were at peace, you know, they weren't like suffering terribly, you know, like from gut wrenching pain and, you know, and oh my goodness, or in a bad accident or a violent death, you know, like murder or anything like that. If it was nothing like that, then that softens the blow. You know, it's not so bad, you know, because there are some tragic ways that people leave this world, and it can be hard to deal with. But, you know, counting down, if you know when a roundabout when a person is getting ready to leave here, you know, it does tend to, you know, ease the pain, and it's not so bad. But it's when those sudden transitions happen, you know, that's hard. And no countdown was involved in that. So those are the various occasions and events that we often find ourselves counting down towards. And we've all had encounters with each and every one of these events in our lives at one time or another. And the longer we live, the more we will encounter a number of these events that we find ourselves counting down toward. So That's pretty much all I have to say on today about the countdown. And it has indeed begun. And so I ask you, is there anything in your life that you find yourself counting down toward at this moment? You know, it may be just a general countdown, like what I was talking about, countdown to the new year or whatever. And also, I think I forgot to tell you that I'm not only am I counting down to the new year and and all that, but I'm also counting down to my birthday, because my birthday is 2 weeks from today, the day when I'm taping this. And I will be 44 years old. And look, just as I explained about the year 2023 and the year of seven being the number of completion, with the year 2024 that's coming up next, when you add up the numbers in the year 2024, it comes to a total of 8, and 8 is new beginnings. Well, if you add up the numbers in my current age, 43, you get the number 7. Again, completion. But when you add up the numbers in my upcoming age, 44, it totals 8. And 8 is new beginnings. And one of those new beginnings that I'm just outrageously looking forward to as I approach age 44 and the year 2024 is the closing out of debt. I will have finally paid off all of my debt at the beginning of 2024. At age 44, I will have wrapped up 7 years of major debt. Actually, 14 years if you count my tuition with the online college that I went to, taking my courses and earning 2 degrees. So 14 years of that, but 7 years with everything else. But again, completion and new beginnings all converging right together. The countdown has begun. And I'm happy about it too. So I would like to say thank you again for tuning in to this, another episode of TJ's Topics. And I honestly and truly appreciate you being with me. Please like and comment and subscribe to my channel, and share it with anyone if you wish. And I certainly appreciate it. And feel free to join me again next time when I will have something else good to talk about, because by then we will be in my birthday month, November, Thanksgiving month as well, and further along in the countdown towards my birthday, Thanksgiving, and Christmas, and finally the new year, 2024. This is Taryn Jerome Harris, reminding you that every round goes higher and higher. And I trust and believe that as we proceed through these next 9 weeks leading up to the new year, each of you and your rounds will go higher and higher. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.